Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome along to episode 15 of Champagne Hooligans. Boys, how are we?
Great.
Very good. Very good. Looking forward to the final.
Bit annoyed
for being a clown.
Yeah, well, yeah, in general for being an idiot, and then for like showing up about 45 minutes late when he said.
By the way, for everyone watching on YouTube, special guest, special lobster coming in from Spain. And that's Mr. Brian O'Keeffe, because that face is going to be getting redder and redder as the evening goes.
It's already got a kind of
certain little flush to it.
Yeah, it's deep tan.
Oh, deep tan, yeah.
Yeah,
looks tasty.
It is.
Steve, how was your football week?
Sully. How was my football week? It was interesting. Yeah, it was very eventful. I should have seen the loss against Villa coming, really. I mean, it was the most predictable thing you could ever imagine. I mean, as soon as Villa fall out of the race to get in the top 10, they take 3 points from Spurs away from home and then 3 points from Chelsea at home in the final day of the season. After not honestly being able to pass the ball in a straight line more than 5 yards for the previous 3.5 months. So I should have seen that coming. But it did not make it any less annoying, I must say.
Did you enjoy that cracker, Fox? You did.
I wanted to mute myself because it was quite crunchy, so sorry about that.
So yeah, that was annoying. But then, to be fair, it all turned around in Leicester Stadium when they brought on. I switched the channel from the Chelsea game when we went 2-0 down because I was just appalled. And at that stage, it was all about Harry Kane and Gareth Bale pulling it back against Leicester, which was honestly poetic. I mean, Tottenham of all people to do us a favor and get us in the top four. It's the most Chelsea way ever to get in the top four. Like, it's like just hilarious. Like, it reminded me of we're like a wrestling character. We're like Razor Ramon, like the bad guys. Like, we always just get in there somehow. So that was class, I must say. I think I enjoyed coming in the top four more like that than I would have actually getting it in, just because it was more Chelsea way. And I knew Brian
being in third and comfortably done.
Brian would find that extremely annoying.
Yeah,
and James Fox,
I particularly. Fox is particularly annoying.
Fox does not have a soft spot for Chelsea, I'll tell you that. He has a soft spot for a lot of things, but Chelsea's definitely not one of them. Because he got very quiet when that happened.
I actually only was watching part of the game, and then I just switched off for a little bit, so that's why I didn't respond back to the WhatsApp. Yeah.
So that was kind of it. Obviously, it's all guns blazing now for Saturday. So I'm wearing my retro Chelsea jersey. Actually, not retro. It's just a Chelsea jersey I had when I was a kid back in the late 80s, early 90s when I was supporting Chelsea.
So that's obviously bullshit because you were about 17 times the size that you were.
Well, my parents said I'd grow into it. Instead.
He was also born in 1989.
Yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s. That's what I said.
Rubbish.
Stephen Lennon, the ultimate Chelsea fan. Sportsdirect.com. Get me something old, Chelsea old school, that I'm going to look like a legend, going up to Newry to drink a few beers. And I'm not going to lie, Steve, it looks like you're wearing a very old rugby jersey. But
listen,
it's like an old France top.
This is the kind of,
hang on, stand up, give it a twirl. Give us a twirl, Steve.
Look at this. I can't twirl because I'm stuck in, but like this is what it's like to be an actual fan back in the olden days, you know. Before football was, all about the money, it was about winning, and it was just about the passion and the community,
I want to know how much you paid for it. That's the most important thing.
It was a couple of pounds. I think it was about £25, right?
Which is like €150, right?
I can't remember, but I
can't even see the Chelsea crest in it.
Come on.
The Chelsea crest is gone because it's so old that it just fell off.
Jeffy pulled it off.
It's falling apart at the seams, but that's
actually looks like an Italian jersey, like as in like an Italian club jersey.
It's just
like
been through
or something.
decades. It's been through decades with me, so it's obviously just a little.
That collar looks pretty.
If the memories, if this jersey could talk,
The white collar looks in pristine order.
I think what we'll do during the summer for some content during the summer is get a like maybe Champagne Hooligans, pads kind of video and go to Lenny's Liverpool fucking jersey collection.
Yeah, well, that was
definitely more Liverpool jerseys. Definitely more Liverpool jerseys in Cullen than Chelsea jerseys. And I don't even think that's a Chelsea jersey anyway.
I just picked up the new Chelsea jersey online. 90 quid well spent. So
that's the one that's going to be obsolete after Saturday.
No, it's the one next season.
I bet you it is. I bet you.
No, because the other one will be 30 quid, Brian, and I'm not a cheapskate like you. So I balled out. So yeah, so that's the football week. Big week ahead.
Interesting spend, €90. You seem to be quite flush with cash this week. Would you want to share?
Oh, funny you should mention that. And you would think after last week I wouldn't be flush because of the money I owe to OKeeffe for fantasy and also the Villa bet. So you would think I would be really struggling for cash at the moment. But lo and behold, Steve Lennon goes and bangs a 200-1 shot in the golf at the weekend. Philly Mickelson.
Oh, Philly Mick.
And can I just say, I've been online and apparently only 1% of bets that came into Las Vegas at the weekend was on Philly Mickelson. So I'm in the top 1% of bettors worldwide for that one. So thank you very well done to me. Well done to me. To be honest, it was
crawling Twitter for a stat.
Yeah.
And making himself part of that stat as well, even though he wasn't in Vegas.
Stop clock is right twice a day.
So what I will say is I did have to give a quarter of that money to Brian, but I did still find a little bit annoying. But what can you do? Flush with cash. So now I'm deciding what do I buy with that. So I've already bought a Chelsea jersey. Thinking of buying some golf clubs because that would be a pretty good thing to do with a bet like that, or invested in some extremely risky cryptocurrency because that's a very Phil Mickelson thing to do. So we'll see. All the options are up. Or actually, what I was actually thinking was going for the ultimate emotional hedge and putting it all on Man City at 2-5 at the weekend to win.
The fact that you can bet against your own team, I just don't understand. But anyway,
it's the emotional hedge, James. It's the emotional hedge.
Oh,
so
yeah,
there we are.
I put all my money on Derby to stay up.
You should have, because that would have been a good idea because they did stay up.
No, not for me. Not for me.
JJ Foxamore, what's the story?
JJ Foxamore, what's the story? How are you, Sully?
I'm very well, very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Football week. Well, actually, one or two things. First things first. Sheffield Wednesday, to bring it back, even though we're not playing. People still care, though. Released 12 players.
People have never cared.
I'm not sure if people ever did.
Our squad it's pretty low. It's pretty low. So a lot of players were released.
Do you think they're watching clips of you dribbling the ball out onto the pitch when you were 7?
Well, I was actually 9, 25th of April, 99, mascot against Chelsea. Dennis Wise, fucking loser. That's all I remember. I was fucking actually bumping him in the tunnel. I was like, Dennis Wise, you fucking won, Sam. No, Wednesday released a load of players, very low. Very interested to see what happens in the coming weeks. Adam Reach, I think, is going to be playing Premiership football next year. It looks like he's going to Norwich, which I'm kind of happy for him. Well, if he scores some great goals, I'll be, I have a soft spot for different players. So I think we all know that at this stage. Yes. In other news, I'm back obviously playing football with Clontarf, which is great. Some of the managers, the coaching staff did approach me during the week, and they said that Fox, if the Champagne Hooligans were to actually come down and do a live podcast, we've got a few friendly games coming up now in the next few weeks, that they would put me up front and they would make me captain. Now, I don't give a shit about the captain part, but I care more about being up front because
I haven't been up front since you were 18, I would say.
No. And where do you play, Fox? Do you play fullback for them?
He plays the bench. He plays on the bench,
left outside,
and then
a mixture. I'm going to play goalie. I might play defender one week. Slap me in midfield.
This is really, really interesting. And then when you play 5-a-side with you just kind of hang around up top, and Look,
when you got feet like JJ Foxamore, it's kind of weird. How magnets connect. So my feet and the ball, they just connect like a magnet, and it looks unbelievable. Like Stephen Lennon will know that.
And
Interesting analogy.
Your arse and the goal and just hanging around out there, similar kind of magnetic force.
Or like your arse and the fucking ground, or your arse on the bench. That's probably the better kind of connection.
Possibly, but this is my time to shine. They go, put me up top. No one in the club can bang in goals anyway. So JJ Foxamore, savior for the day.
Popular guy. Man,
hat trick.
So what's the stipulation? We have to go down to Clontarf and commentate in the game?
Yeah. Film live game. We've got a few friendlies coming up now in the next few weeks. I'll go up top, banging a hat trick. There would be, actually, to be honest, even if I get one goal.
Can we interview you after?
I'm all in. Steve, we can we can bring our mics and we can hold them like this.
Yeah. And I might bring an iPad and or one of those things in The Simpsons
with the strap on the back.
One of the things in The Simpsons where Nelson is trying to or Homer's trying to teach American football. He's like, James, you spin around like that for a while.
I love it.
I might even fly home for that.
Give it to me because to be honest, it's got to be a motivator. Like, I was like, oh, remember when we went to do that episode of Champagne Hooligans live and like Fox scored 2 bicycles? That's what I'm hoping for. So that was a bit of crack anyway.
Corner comes in, Fox goes for a bikie and just cracks his head on the way down.
Yeah, possibly. But no, bit of crack. To be honest, I'm back playing football and absolutely loving it. Fantasy football is over. Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
God, it just sucks the life out of you. Like, I mean, you lose fantasy football and you lose all your bets. It really does suck the life out of you, along with Sheffield Wednesday.
To be honest,
I couldn't care less either. I mean, it was
it's just
ended up being chump change for me anyway. So fucking who gives a shit? The funny thing is, Rhino spends fucking all year trying to get a couple £100 off us, and then I pop off £1,200 over a fucking 2-day golf event and fucking pay him off.
And gave 25% to me.
So thank God it's fantasy over. Fantasy football is over. I lost all the leagues. I had a bet with Amber Kate over the weekend in the Fox and Bulldog. She did hit me to second, so shout out to Amber Kate for beating me.
The OKeeffe, how was your football week?
Pretty nice. I managed to conjure up the most patronizing text of all time. Send it out to all you fuckers. Just lovely mix.
Not sure if that has anything to do with football, Brian. So we'll just.
Man, it wasn't funny either. I didn't even read the fucking text.
Oh well, it's just our most liked post on Instagram of all time. But it wasn't that funny.
The people who liked it are
also
like
went a bit viral on
everyone...
Reddit. Went a bit viral on Reddit. So
he's fucking delighted with himself.
I was writing it, shitting my pants. Like, if any of the listeners haven't seen it, go back to our Instagram feed and you'll see text messages. And it was a classic, and it was all true. You did get me out of bed. I did try and retire, and just for you all to give me your money, double what you usually pay me. So yeah, that was delightful. One. So basically, I took in 1,200. On Sunday. It was very, very nice, very, very needed. You know, when you're unemployed, trying to build a podcast by effectively yourself. Fuck you guys.
Brian, you are not unemployed. You're our intern.
Yeah.
So that money will house me for 2 more months, which is delightful. And then what else happened? So obviously we saw live on the pod last week that the Villa bet came in. That was a delight. Sparklers, fireworks going off everywhere. Just to take money off my friends is one of the pleasures of my life. Then Newcastle got the victory against Fulham. I was actually there the last time we played Fulham in Craven Cottage 2 years ago. I think
you were enjoying yourself on the tune boat, I remember. Yeah,
so the Newcastle United fans organised like 10 boats at 10 a.m. to go along the Thames in London, and I'd say I jumped on with a friend of mine.
If anyone wants to know what it looks like, just refer to Arrested Development and the party boat that they have.
Yeah, it was actually very similar. And I jumped on at 10 a.m. and with a friend of mine, also Newcastle fan, and we straight away at 10 a.m. Triples, whatever, gin tonics, I think it was, triple gin tonics. By 11 a.m. I could barely stand. And then there's like proper tourist boats going along the Thames, and we were there chanting all the Newcastle chants like over across with them. And I don't think they're best pleased. I hardly remember the game. I know we won 4-0. It was Rafa's last game in charge. I got unbelievably sunburned, worse than Fox thinks I am now, even though this is the leathery.
It's the fucking ultras. The ultras are getting on the boat in the Thames. Triple gin and tonic, please.
It was. There was a few ultras. There was a few ultras. They weren't on our boat. I think they segmented the.
It's basically the Strawberry on tour, was it? It was the Strawberry pub on tour.
Yeah, it was. It was the Strawberry pub on tour. There's honestly like 10 boats with like maybe 50 to 70 people a boat. So there's fucking a lot of people.
I'd say it's really good fun.
Oh, it was
salt of the earth. I'd say those people.
The Strawberry pub at St. James's Park.
Phenomenal.
You can either get Smirnoff or the house vodka.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the house vodka could be toilet bleach.
It's very, very well priced though. It's very
well priced. It's like, I think that's what they want you to go for anyway. Like, but yeah, no, Strawberry pub.
That's actually definitely, if Brino, you ever had a pub in your house like the Fox and Bulldog?
No. I'm more
that would
class
be called the
that.
Strawberry. It would be called the Strawberry.
Yeah. But no, I'm more class than that.
Everyone's got more. It's so it's trashy. It's the most trashy thing I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Ridiculous. So good football week. What else? Yeah, Newcastle end up coming.
You're all fucking barred.
I can't believe how well that hit home.
Newcastle end up coming 12th, which was fucking big shock in the end, which beat Wolves, who were actually challenging Villa for top 10 at one stage. So great old football week. How about yourself, Sol?
Yeah, pretty good. I guess it all comes down to tonight. 45 minutes away. Delightful on the weekend. A little bit of Juan Mata stepping up for the penalty. A little bit of emotion to that. Who knows what happens there? Anthony Elanga getting the goal with a delicious little cross. We all know my affinity for a little whip ball and a nice header. So good to see Elanga cracking into goals there, and a nice little record to be had from United's perspective in terms of the fourth team to ever go unbeaten away from home throughout the season. I will take the asterisk on that one in the sense that was it really away games this year, but
you won one away game, did you? There was fans at one of them.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. The previous week.
That's
so well done.
But no, look, listen, Lenny, we all know we grind your gears. And
it is funny that you're saying
as this pod has gone on, to see it come out of the woodwork more and more each week. Anytime I literally go for it, and it just grinds your gears.
Look, it doesn't grind my gears. My gears are ungrinded.
Chelsea.
What I will say is I do find it funny that you say it all comes down to tonight. But you're the fucking Europa League final. Like, who gives a fuck?
Well, listen, my football week as a Man United fan, Steve, I don't know if you get, fan.
Oh, no, yeah. I'm just saying.
Hey, guys, I just bought a new jersey. It's on the way over. Fuck off, Lenny. The only massive thing here is obviously if you win the Europa League, you're obviously into the Champions League, right?
They're already second.
Yeah, but Villarreal came seventh.
Oh.
So... Yeah, I think Brian was going to interrupt me there because Brian, did you think I was talking about Man United? Because you're about to.
No, I did interrupt you, and I did.
Oh, okay. You're wrong again. It's cool. That face is getting redder by the minute. It's cool.
I can't predict what you're going to talk about because you're a fucking nut job. So
Villarreal have the hottest left-footed striker in the league. Your man Moreno. So expecting him to score. Expecting Villarreal to win.
Is this?
I think we're in for a good game. We're in for a good game.
Twitter. Or
no, this is he's the one of the two strikers in the Spain league along with Morata, which is kind of a sad state of affairs for Spain.
And Chelsea are going to sign him next year, depending on tonight's results. And he's coming here for 100 million. And then we're getting Emery is coming to Chelsea as well. And
we're getting Lukaku. We're getting Lukaku now. The Conte is left Inter. We'll be getting Lukaku.
Chelsea won't be signing anybody. They're broke.
Chelsea is like an episode of EastEnders, and Stephen loves the drama. He loves the drama, so
we're a lot of things, Brian. We are a lot of things.
But sorry, not broke. But you can't spend because of financial fair play.
Brian seems to think financial fair play. This is the second time you mentioned that now in two pods, as if it's actually a thing that anyone gives a shit about. Or actually,
it is
financial fair play is literally just a fucking It's a fugazi. It's a fugazi.
It's a fugazi. I was going for it.
It's a fugazi. It's a fugazi.
It's a schmazzy.
If you're Paris Saint-Germain or Man City, it is where you can like invent sponsorships or whatever.
So can Roman Abramovich.
No,
Gazprom,
Roman Abramovich has no interest in doing what.
Brian, all we need you to do is ask now. It's like, what's a fugazi? What's a fugazi? That's all we need you to do right now.
What?
It's
a woozy. Yeah, no. Like, yeah. But yeah, no, Roman Abramovich has no interest in getting involved with the sums that you need to invest with fake sponsorship.
That's absolutely horseshit. Anyway,
it's not.
Well, he's never done it at the start of next season when we've splashed an absolute barnyard of cash on
sounds like a bet.
Oh yeah, over under 100 million.
Gross.
Yeah, no, no, net transfer spend.
Net transfer spend, no, because we can fucking sell a load of our loan players.
Well, obviously you can do that. That's not what I'm saying.
What are you talking about then?
Yeah, you're going to get a ton of money for Izzy Brown. Izzy Brown's the fucking worst player in the fucking world.
Why is Fox talking about Izzy? What the fuck is happening? So
I heard Chelsea loan players, and I went.
No. Before you get into a big puff,
no. I was talking about financial fair play. Yeah, I was talking about financial fair play. One sec. I was talking about financial fair play. If you sell a ton of players, obviously you have that money to pump back into the team. You're not going to pump more money that you can't spend into the team.
Yeah, but you got on the financial fair play by originally making a fucking statement that Roman Abramovich is not no interest in buying.
No, that was
money
subsequent.
Yeah, no, it wasn't because
that's the point you were making, Brian. I mean, the reality is the big clubs, that's why they have a big wide net of players, youth players. You sell them for 15 million apiece. So
you danced around the point a little bit, like
I didn't dance around. My point is clear.
which is as much a schmazzy as the rest of it, in the sense that like, you know, you've got 40 odd players in your
we just sold Victor Moses for fucking 6 million. Victor Moses for 6 million to Spartak Moscow. I mean, that is financial wizardry.
Well, so you're not interested in that bet then, Steve?
Well, you were making no sense.
No, I was.
You want net spend over 100 million?
Yeah.
No, because because we're selling Bakayoko for like 30 million. We've got all these players already lined up to be sold. So we'll have to spend an absolute ton, and we spent a ton last year. So that's obviously stupid. It's a stupid.
I think Brian's just jealous that you won that big win with Big Phil, Steve. Like, he's just jealous. He's trying to get that money.
You're very jealous of Big Phil.
I'm not jealous of that.
50-year-old Phil Mickelson.
Jealous.
I was supportive of that.
Oh, you were in your arse.
I was up for Big Phil.
I can feel you clenching from fucking Spain.
No, if I'm not going to lose, I'm not like you guys. If I'm not going to lose, I'd like my friends to win. But if I'm
full of shit, man.
I don't have because I'm a good mate. I'm a good mate.
You are Jeffy.
Also a load of shit.
You guys are all-time cunts. So that's the difference. Guinness Book World Record cunts.
We'll agree to disagree on that one, Brian. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'll have to move on.
Last week's bet, we won't have a bet this week because there's no fixtures.
Thankfully, we can fucking save 25 quid
Saturday evening. But just to review last week's bet, I believe as a cohort we had 1 out of 5 correct picks. Anybody want to tell me who that correct pick was?
What I will say is last game of the season is almost as pointless as betting on like a second leg of a game because they're all dead rubbers. So I think going forward next season, we should do something different.
Just go crazy. Go for all not the 15-2 Everton shot like Steve wants to go on, but go for
clarity. Just for clarity, the only correct pick was myself. Newcastle to beat Fulham.
I thought we nicely danced around that, but obviously
They were relegated already though, so
what else? What were the other picks?
Birmingham.
Burnley to beat Sheffield.
I got Swansea. I thought Swansea would have been okay, but they conceded quite late on against Barnsley. They still went through to the playoff final.
OKeeffe
I believe that point was made.
Yeah,
that point was made ad nauseum last week.
Yeah. So that is the last time we're ever getting on a second leg team who have won the first leg.
Cool. We'll just wait until next season's playoffs.
And Lenny, how did you go?
We won't.
Yeah, we will.
I had Brighton to beat Arsenal away from home, which I'd say on most weekends of the season, that's pretty likely. But the last game of the season, I didn't watch it, obviously, because who would watch that? But like, obviously,
Arsenal
packed it in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
O'Keeffe, what did you go for?
I had Leicester at home v Spurs, which looked like a very solid bet. Until Gareth Bale came onto the pitch.
And my God, did he turn the tables on that one? That was a brilliant game to watch, I have to say. And the funny thing about that is Chelsea have been shafted left, right, and centre with VAR this season. Like everywhere I look, every game we're getting shafted. And the actual biggest VAR decision we got was in the Tottenham Leicester game when fucking Harry Kane got away with a handball. It was like a guaranteed pedo, or it was guaranteed no goal.
I can't believe I just saw it just now, actually. But like, you know, even though Lenny is supporting Chelsea these days, he sounds like a Liverpool supporter.
What are you talking about?
It's exactly
I'm just talking facts. I'm just talking facts, as Rafa would say. Hard left, right, and centre.
Very good.
You are right, though, Sully. You are right, though.
Yeah, fucking hell.
What's probably most interesting of the betting, the last bets this week, is that James Fox has now lost 3 bets in a row. And do you remember does anyone remember what the rule was if you lost 3 bets in a row?
Is this the Brian O'Keefe wizard rule because he just brings or he makes things up on the way?
No, it's not one of those. It's
okay. It's not one of those.
No,
but they have been done
TikTok,
before.
I believe, but.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on my TikTok from last week. So
I meant to discuss that during my football week. I've been waiting in absolute dread.
Can't blame Sully. That's on me.
Well, Brian, why are you being so fucking picky with the TikToks? Like these TikToks, it doesn't matter what we're not trying to blow up our TikTok account. No, we're just trying to get.
I could create my own viral TikTok. There was a little bit of Tina Turner on East Coast FM driving out just a little while ago. It was like,
let's see it, Sully. Let's see it. Let's go on. Go for it.
Well, at least Fox's one will soften the blow for Sully now that we've probably got 2 coming up next.
Soften the blow. I'm going viral, baby. I'm doing my own podcast after this. Like, I'm out of here.
You're not doing it together.
No, not together. But as in 2 in the same week, it kind of softens the blow for, you don't feel like you're.
Well, when Sully, I've no problem doing it. When Sully does it, I'll do mine. I'm just gotta wait till.
Speaking of viral, Glastonbury was meant to be on the weekend past. Did you guys see the 15-year-old kid that was pulled up on stage to do the Thiago Silva rap last year?
Yes, I did, because I don't live under a rock, and like that's fucking the oldest. It's the class thing ever last year. Yeah, you're not surprised. Brido literally, honestly, does live under a rock.
Yeah, sorry, hang on. You're saying I don't live under a rock. You hadn't seen the Big Shaq thing, which had 388 million views. But
I actually didn't even click on
just popping up during the week. It was so good. 15-year-old kid just banging it out.
Yeah, it was class.
I do like that rapper though, Dave, isn't it? That's the guy. Yeah, he's got some good.
Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva.
Yeah. Very good. Well, we live in dread, Fox. We live in dread for our TikTok dance, but to be
cannot wait. Like, put me on a dance floor.
All right, boys, now it's time for our award section, the inaugural Champagne Hooligans End of Season Football Awards. It's very, very special and prestigious time to be alive, and we're going to bring this to you out there. Our fans, we want their input on this, so we're going to go decide between us our nominations, and then we're going to bring to you guys listening. I'm going to ask for your votes on our Instagram to see who will be the winner of these 5 incredibly prestigious awards, brought to you by each of the individuals on this podcast, as well as the Sports Personality of the Year Award, the Champagne Hooligans Sports Personality of the Year Award, which is absolutely indeed the most prestigious award that we can bestow upon somebody in the football realm.
We hope to present that award to the individual next season.
So if they
when COVID restrictions allow, yes, and we have been in touch with the health authorities with respect to that, but unfortunately not currently allowed, but hopefully in time. So without further ado, I'd like to hand it over to the host of this award, the LeSteve Knee Jerk Reaction Award. Stephen, please.
Thank you, Owen. It's an absolute honor to be able to host this award. I was about to say present this award, but we will have to wait until next week to present it. So this award, I didn't have to think very long and hard about this. I certainly think that Brian O'Keeffe probably didn't have to think long and hard about this. I thought maybe giving the benefit of the doubt to my my selection, but then I thought, no, I'm not going to give the benefit of the doubt to them because it's fucking bullshit. So my nomination for the knee-jerk reaction of the year is my own reaction to Aston Villa's start to the season, expecting them to be good, when in fact they were dreadfully bad. And it actually pains me a little bit to nominate them. As I said, I'd like to give them benefit of the doubt for Jackie Boy being injured, but at the end of the day, after a start like that, the knee had to be jerked. The reaction had to come out. There's nothing I can do about it. So I'm going for Aston Villa for that award.
Can you at any point in time do anything about your knee-jerk reactions?
No, I cannot. Once the knee jerks.
Very excited.
Yeah. Once the knee jerks.
The giddiest man.
It jerks hard.
The giddiest man ever met.
It jerks hard, baby.
So I will pass on to James Fox for his nomination for that award.
Yeah, this was a tough one for me because we do have another category tonight, being cunt of the year, and this man was up there because I actually thought he was going to be the saving grace of my season and also Sheffield Wednesday season. To be honest, I'm not too sure. Can I double nominate because he's also a cunt?
You can. Well, you probably can, but
you can do that in the appropriate section.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, knee jerk. Okay. Obviously, Wednesday won their first game of the season. Obviously, with the 12-point deduction, things didn't go very well. I was very excited when Tony Pulis got the job, and I got very, very excited. But he just ended up being terrible. So he will be.
That's a good one. I think that's
my knee jerk of the year.
Yeah, I was actually shocked that was a good one. I was expecting something horrific, and that is a great knee jerk.
Oh, well, because
I was.
You're also cunt of the year, Brian. You got your own fucking cunt of the year. So let's go.
The OKeeffe?
Yeah, so like Steve, it's not as much Aston Villa's this award as it is Steve's, because Lenny, it is because of Lenny's knee jerk that Villa get in here to be nominated. It was
my award. My award.
It is your award. Following the 7-2 victory at Anfield, I believe it was at Anfield, wasn't it?
Villa Park.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. But following that 7-2 victory, everyone got a little bit excited, and particularly our good friend Steve. And
he does tend to get excited.
He does. He gets excited a lot. But so their hands end. There was a couple of other players here. I thought Everton as well. Everton were top of the table. They ended up finishing 10th, I think. So they would have been close, but it just had to be Villa, thanks to Steve.
Yeah.
Sully?
Jolly good. Plenty of options, plenty of things to be considered in this award category. Brought to you by the Steve. I guess I tried not to be so egotistical as to nominate ourselves, but the Steve with the number 10 role is dead was a particular favorite of mine.
Yeah.
I stand by that.
The Steve with Kai Havertz as a bad player.
We do really need well done, Sully. Well done.
Yeah, it should be a Steve. It should only, in fact, be Steve stuff that Steve did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These are the type of thing that you need to throw on Steve's face at 3 o'clock in the morning in legs, and you're like, "Look, you said this. You should never have said that."
But
I refute all of those. Havertz is still not. We still don't know if he's good.
I wanted to go ahead and just irritate my dear friends on this podcast and continue my United bias and nominate Paul Pogba as finished as a United player as a knee-jerk reaction when he turns around and
make him captain. Make him captain.
Several great performances throughout the year, and I think that Bruno Fernandes has tuned him in, and probably a bigger character than him in the dressing room that has maybe tuned him in a little piece. So I think Pogba sticks with United and goes forward. I'm going to stick my neck out there, and this could all be egg on my face come September.
Not bad. It's not a bad one either. I mean, don't think it's up there with Tony or Villa, but I don't think it's
Tony Pulis might be mentioned a few times tonight, to be honest.
So I'm happy to vote for Tony Pulis and Villa to go to the Instagram live vote. That's my selection.
Yeah, I think hands down. In fact, it would have been a struggle had Sully picked some of the other ones that he mentioned, but I think the Pogba one is probably the least knee-jerky of them. So I'd vote Villa. Well, Pulis as the other.
Yeah, Pulis and Villa. I would just try to not go with our own.
Which was noble. Which was noble of you.
Yeah,
it was. Ish.
Noble guy.
Yeah. James, we're going to take it that you're going to go. You're happy with Pulis and Villa as well as you.
Well, I'm not happy with Pulis. There's one thing I'm not happy with Pulis, but if he's going to the Instagram vote, yeah, because he is. Okay. Honestly, if you ever hear him fucking talk, he's just the biggest cunt in the world, which will lead me to another section.
Moving on, James, when you've poured yourself a fresh glass of rouge, would you like to nominate that and try and bring in some sponsorship for this podcast? It is the JJ Foxamore soft spot of the year.
So yeah, I suppose what we heard from last week, I did get a bit of abuse about my team. Turned out to be like, the players that I actually liked rather than who I thought were really good. I got a lot of slagging basically everywhere I went yesterday or over the last week actually. Sorry.
Well deserved.
Oh, I don't mind. I'll take it.
I don't know if that makes a huge amount of difference, James. I'm pretty sure you get slagged anywhere you go. Anyway,
I do actually.
Slightly different type of slagging. Different area.
But it's all fun as long as I'm having fun with you guys, though, right? Right? No. So the soft spot award, this is actually a tough one for me. Okay, but
because you have so many soft spots.
Pretty much so. And there's a number of players that I really like. But to be honest, there's one player I've watched this season, and like all of us, we all enjoy watching football or even sports in general, and you're like, oh my god, like you want that reaction. So it might be a bit of a bit. Actually, no, it's not gonna be too much of a shock. My soft spot of the award, for this year,
I'm going to cut in. I'm going to cut in and say it will be a shock if this is not an FAI player.
Well, it's just like it'd be just like Fox to like go with when we're doing a Premier League team of the season and just create his own rules. To now, when because of the way he did his Premier League season, we created an award based on it, and then now just create his own rules again and do nothing to do.
Well, no, Brian, if anything, you create your own rules the whole time, which I never do appreciate. Okay. But this is like, when I thought about it, like who is like the biggest softie or who's like the biggest softie in the Premiership?
Go on. Who is it, James?
Well, there's only one man. That'll be Phil Foden, obviously. He's a big softie. And
that is actually reasonable.
Also have a soft spot for him. But no.
It is reasonable, and it's actually my nomination as well. So
yeah, I knew someone was going to nominate him, because my first 11 wasn't like my softie team. I actually thought this was the best team.
Sorry, why is he a softie?
Yeah, it's not about being soft.
It's not being
the players don't have to be soft themselves.
No, I have a soft spot for him, like, because every single time it's actually.
How is he a softie though? Would you care to explain that one?
Oh, he's got to me. He's got to me, and it was that Liverpool game. It was that Liverpool game when I was watching him, and he skips past. He skips past. I think it was Fabinho, and I was like, mother of goodness, this guy is just incredible. So he's an unbelievable player, like, but that would be my, like, obviously this is an award ceremony, like, and Phil Foden's going to be nominated for this, and we will be giving him the award if he does win it. He might not see it coming because we'll be throwing it at him from a distance, but
we might reach out.
Champagne Hooligans, we have you.
Just for clarity, Phil Foden is a 19-year-old kid, and we are all 32 and 33. It sounds like Spellman's chipper.
Well, don't. It was his nomination. It's Brian. So it's just those two guys who do that. So Sully, you just keep us.
Mine is not as sexual as James Fox's. I just like key goals. I do agree the Liverpool game when he cut inside and scored that absolute screamer. Soft spot for Phil. I'm one of the biggest Phil Foden dick riders in the game. Like, Pep Guardiola. So yeah, had to be in there.
Well, you said it wasn't sexual, and then you definitely turned it sexual at the end.
See what he
You want
did
to
there?
put a
That was clever, Steve. Appreciate the
not sexual, just
underscoring
got to
there for
put a
us. Thank
dick up
you.
his arse though, so it's cool.
Yeah, but on my arse, not on Phil's.
Ah, that would be complicated.
Well, I will take it now from here. So my soft spot of the year, and I really enjoyed this because it took me a while to come up with this, and then I was just like, that's absolutely it. This guy who actually reminds me of me. He played the violin when he was in school.
Oh no!
Very well spoken. He's very well spoken, and he was bullied a little bit for being very smart. Reminded me of me when I was in school, when Brian used to bully me when I had the gall to study for the Leaving Cert, because he decided that why would you study for a Leaving Cert?
Well, I believe that was the other way around, but
no.
Yeah, I remember Steve dropped my pen on the ground to try and annoy me.
No. So my soft spot of the year goes to Patrick Bamford, who
That's a good one. That is.
He does come across as a very nice guy as well. And he's also had a great.
Would be
season.
nicer if he declared for Ireland. Patrick, if you're listening, Paddy, just fucking play for Ireland, will you?
I would love that as well.
You should get Fox into the recruitment office for the FAI.
Yeah.
Look, it's a tricky one to decide again. The thought of annoying you guys. Don't know what that sounded like. Annoying you guys with a little Mason Greenwood nomination. Because,
oh my god!
Yeah,
it's all of your nominations is going to be United players.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Not come to the ear, obviously.
Obviously not.
No.
Why would I?
No, that'll be Woodward.
One of my United players. Honestly, I want to just leave it there just purely because it annoys the OKeeffe so much. But N'Golo Kante, I just bloody well love watching.
I swear to God, he was actually my original one, but I wanted to veer away from Chelsea.
Try and go not your own player. Kante, just love him, love watching.
Yeah. He drives a mini.
You know?
He drives a fucking mini.
Like,
yeah. Honestly, legendary. Or he might have upgraded recently, but
actually,
up until
I think his best story is actually he went to go get the Eurostar back to Paris because he wanted to go obviously back for religious services, and he ended up missing the train. But there was another gentleman who also missed the train as well, and he ended up going back to your man's house and having a curry with him. And it's like this photo of Kante just sitting on the couch having a curry, honestly. Yeah. And it's like, oh, Kante just popped into the house after playing in Stamford Bridge that day. So I think that's a big shout for Kante. He's unbelievable.
Yeah. Let's get him. Let's sign him up.
So, boys, what's our nominations for the JJ Foxamore soft spot of the year?
I want Bamford in there.
I don't know. Well, obviously Foden gets in, but I'm leaning towards.
I think Kante gets in.
Well, then it has. So you want Bamford ahead of the double vote for Foden?
Yeah.
No, I mean I think there are three great nominations. I think Paddy has to, despite his violining.
Yeah, but we haven't. Phil Foden was up in the United or in the England thing with two birds on Snapchat in Iceland, like breaking COVID.
He's like 17, legend.
It's not very soft. It's not a soft spot type player. Whereas Bamford is
not
out there.
about being soft. It's a soft spot. It's not about being soft.
Yeah. But I'm saying the soft spot that you have for him is not as soft as the spot I have for Bamford. Brian?
Okay. So me and Fox are going to go Foden and Kante.
I don't know what Fox is going to vote for.
Fox is going to go Kante and Bamford. Bamford or Kante Fox.
Well, no, Kante's through.
Oh, yeah. To be honest, I wasn't going to go for Bamford, mainly because he's not declaring for Ireland, so.
Call it quick. Let's remove the...
Let's remove it.
Kante, Bamford, Foden.
Yeah,
it's got to be Foden.
Kante's in.
All right, fine. You can have Foden. Fine.
Have Foden.
Kante and Foden then, because
I think
to be honest,
Kante's going to clean house there anyway.
If it goes to a vote, I think Kante and Foden is going to be very tight. Rather than if it's Foden and Bamford, I think people will pick Foden. If it's Kante and Bamford, as much as
Yeah, it's very good. But it's because people are not understanding it properly. But that's fine. Let's go.
Moving on to an award that I myself am the personal benefactor of. It's the Swing for the Ditches award.
Very close to your heart.
Very close to my heart. I appreciate it. Ryan Brewster for 23.5 million from Sheffield United. 28 games, 0 goals. How much money did they have to spend last year? And they just got it so bloody wrong. 28 games, 0 goals.
buying shit Liverpool players like Bournemouth.
Liverpool.
The Bournemouth got relegated
Jordan
on the
Ibe.
back of Ibe and Solanke, and then people still buying shit Liverpool players. Although I think
Solanke turned it around. My nomination for this category does not compare with that at all, so it's going to be very difficult to.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a transfer flop, but let's stick.
Well,
with
it's certainly not a transfer
ditches.
flop. I took the interpretation of swing for the ditches as someone who took a risk and it paid off. And my nomination is Riyad Mahrez, because everyone would have assumed he was going to flop heavy when he went, or certainly I did, and he's actually turned out to be very good.
How many seasons ago did he move?
Yeah,
but it was this season that he turned good. So I struggled with that one, I must say. So I imagine that might not go through. But
I might change my vote for Lenny saying Riyadh and put Lenny saying Riyadh as my swing for the fucking ditches award, because that is just pathetic. Like, he's been there like 3 seasons at least.
Yeah, but he really clicked into gear this year.
Yeah, but like still.
He swung for the ditches.
That was
and
awful.
now he's in the Champions League final.
And you did too, Stephen. You did too. You swung for the ditches, that choice. It was absolutely awful. You have now embarrassed yourself and each other.
It's not like Stephen to embarrass himself.
My swing for the ditches this was Chelsea spending 250 million and getting F all out of it once they lose to Man City on Saturday. So a bit of a shocker. 250 million, 1-0. Should have missed out on the Champions League, losing to Villa the last day of the season. Absolutely.
This is almost as bad as Riyad Mahrez, because we're in the fucking Champions League final and we're in the top 4.
But you're going to lose. You're going to lose, and then it's going to mean nothing.
We're going to lose.
What? There's no.
Every time Chelsea played Man City, this fucking year, I've told you that Chelsea are going to win. You're like, well, Man City have only lost 1 game in 28, and then we won that. They lost that one, and then the next day it was like, well, Man City only lost 2 games in 30. It's like, and then they lose again.
Do you want to have a little bit of money, or maybe a TikTok forfeit on the?
Why would I do that? Because I could just go to the bookies and get 41.
Well, I offered you 10-1 last week on Everton.
Oh, you want 10? I'll take 10-1.
No, last week on Everton, I offered you 10.
Okay, but you're talking about action.
7.5 to
you're talking about action now. So do you want to give me something? Do you want to give me something to think about?
I want to give you an action. I want to give you a TikTok. So whoever, if City win, you do a TikTok. Chelsea win, I'll do one.
That's fucking stupid, because City
are
favourites.
Why is that stupid? Yeah, but every time we've talked about Man City.
Got McTominay with a low shot from the edge of the box.
Let's.
Stupid. Oh, it's stupid, is it? Yeah, because you're scared, shaking your boots.
First of all, actually, okay, obviously Sully has to do his TikTok, and then I'll do a TikTok afterwards, which, by the way, I've got like 3 routines, which I'm so excited about. I actually might do all 3.
No.
That's not how it works, James.
Oh, really?
Routines are chosen. The routines are chosen
for you, and you have to copy them.
Shout out to 16-year-old girls in.
Yes.
You 2 bitches keep kind of like, well, we do a TikTok. Look. Let's be realistic.
Do you not know how this works?
Let's make a proper bet, okay? Let's make a proper bet, because you're
sorry, Fox. Fox. When I brought you in there, James, I was asking you to move on with the swing for the ditches topic.
First of all, my eyes are getting sore looking at Brian's red face. But look, you guys keep going on about making a bet and all that. Like, Champions League final is at the weekend, okay? Look, Brian's up for City, Lane's up for Chelsea. Whoever loses gets a tattoo of the opposing team. Come on, this is bro. Oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that because it's not going to go on my red face. I just don't get it. I don't understand.
No, like why would I get a tattoo? I might get a tattoo of our Champagne Hooligans logo if Steve is up for that on like the arse of my foot.
Funnily enough, I'm not actually up for that, surprisingly.
Guess we're all doing TikTok dances for the next wall anyway, so I can't wait. Like,
Steve wasn't even up for the TikTok dance. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing a TikTok
dance. Yeah, Sully. So to move on with your question,
now for the Ditches Award, Fox.
I think Willian is just someone who everyone thought was going to be all right and just ended up being terrible.
I did not. No Chelsea fan ever thought he was going to be all right.
He was also a free signing, was he not?
Speculation. Yeah, he's a free signing, okay?
He wants to go back. He wants to go back to Chelsea, actually.
Okay, Sully. He's a free signing. How much is he paid a week, though?
235 grand?
No, but it's not a swing.
years.
It's not a swing for the ditch. Like Ozil.
It is a swing for the ditch because he's actually trying to get back to Chelsea. He came out today
He's
saying
going back to Chelsea. Speculation is going to go back to Chelsea.
That's a swing for the ditch off his agent.
You know what, Brian, Sully, you try and keep up
frank.
with news, mate. Like, you know, it's actually embarrassing sometimes being on this podcast with both of you there. Stephen knows about what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go with Steve now for this particular argument. Yeah. But Sully and Brian, look, Brian's face is getting redder. Go on.
I like Willian. I think he goes through.
No, I think that's this is the worst nomination I've ever heard.
I think I like Willian and
the free transfer.
I believe that you have all brought the award with which I am sponsoring into disrepute with your selections.
My one was reasonable. Chelsea.
I'm going Willian and Mahrez. For differing reasons.
I'm
going to go William Mahrez as well.
We're putting through the two worst nominations. Like, they're literally the two worst nominations. They're like Mahrez 3 years ago.
Brian, when have you ever agreed with someone else to say that? Like, actually, my idea wasn't a good idea.
Let's decide it, shall we?
I'm joking. I don't want to put Mahrez through.
Mahrez is awful.
It'll confuse the listenership about what the fucking word means.
This season. So Mahrez is discounted. Okay, so now it's a 3-way thing, so it should be easy to sort. You got Rhian Brewster spending all of Sheffield United's money. I like Brewster and Willian spending the bag and just about squeezing past, and you've got
just about squeezing past it to the Champions League final and winning it.
They could have missed it after having been comfortable, Steve. And
it's called swing for the ditches and just about get there. Is that what it is?
No, and not get there because you're going to lose on Saturday.
Yes, I'm going Brewster and going Willian.
Well, Willian's is shocking, but I'm going Brewster and Chelsea.
So,
I mean, it's such a dreadful pick. I mean, Brewster's going to win this, but Willian is just so bad. But then Chelsea got the Champions League, so they did it. But still, I'll go with Chelsea actually because they just spent all their money and they almost missed out on it. So yeah, Brewster and Chelsea
almost missed out on the Champions League final.
You're all idiots.
And moving on to the Brian O'Keeffe Cunt of the Year award.
Or see you next Tuesday award if we want to be a little bit more aim at those listeners that are under the age of 18.
Yeah, no, Cunt of the Year award.
And sponsored by the biggest cunt that I know.
Definitely.
Thanks for that.
Sponsored by the Iona Institute.
So, Cunt of the Year, I think it's hands down. It's only one man. It has to be Florentino Perez.
Also my selection.
Yeah,
so well done.
It had to be. So yeah, he's like I looked at Levy and Glazer, but it just had to be Perez. No, it has to be Perez. So yeah, and Steve's on that as well. Anything to add, Steve?
Yeah. No, I think this is an open and shut case.
Yeah.
JJ Foxamore, what do you think?
To be honest, for me, it was an individual and it's a commentator, and I actually fucking hate him. And I don't dislike many people. Danny Murphy is a fucking idiot.
Was commentating on the championship, does he?
He's on Football Focus. He does a few bits and bobs and all that. He's just a fucking idiot. Everything he says, and came out there a few weeks ago. It's I had gambling problems and blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, because you're a fucking idiot. I just hate him. I hate him.
Good. And to borrow a phrase off of my friend Steve, jolly good friend Steve, open and short case, the O'Keeffe Cunt of the Year award is Brian O'Keeffe.
Very, very good.
It'd be awkward if his family vote for him and they don't vote for the fucking footballers.
I mean,
sorry, Brian. You know I fucking love you. I love you.
There is no.
Yeah, I'm happy to be voted for my own award.
Yeah. I must say it's compelling. It's a compelling case. It certainly is compelling.
He hasn't made a case. He's just nominated me. So I would like a case to be made.
No, the case is made with the nomination. The case is made.
No. I would like some backup. So.
I will cede to the group with regard to what goes forward.
No.
Nobody else.
I gave some.
Again, I think that we shouldn't nominate ourselves. I think it's borne out with the context of the past 14 episodes. And the Cunt of the Year award is Neymar.
Not bad.
He is just so supremely talented, and he can just absolutely change the game in an absolute flash. He's phenomenal, but he's just too much of a cunt to get out of his own way.
I like it.
It's old news. It's old news.
I don't know. So like, I think that's like 2 years too old. Like,
I'll put him in there. I'll put him in there.
I don't like him anyway.
Danny Murphy, I like he's relevant.
Yeah, there's a lot better commentators I think are bigger cunts than Danny Murphy, like Steve McManaman and basically half the commentators around. But I particularly BT's commentators. Yeah, so I'll go Perez and Neymar as well.
Very good, very good. Well, that is what we bring as individuals.
On to the biggest award of the year.
The Sports Personality of the Year, the Champagne Hooligans Sports Personality of the Year. James Fox, who would you like to nominate for this prestigious award?
It's Roy Keane. And the main reason being is that, like, I just love how no one can answer back to him. He can just say anything he wants and he gets away with it. And everyone's kind of like, yeah, Roy, good point. Good point.
Do me a favor.
Yeah. But his standards, obviously, like, he's obviously a bit mental.
I like it.
I like it. I like it. It's great pick.
Anyway, what's the next nomination?
So yeah, I mean, it's a hands down slam dunk here. Sports Person of the Year. It's myself. I won everything that I participated in.
Oh my god!
So, look, I know I'm not going to get to the final, but you have to nominate.
No. You will get to the final. We will see this poll. We'll see We'll see when the O'Keeffe family really gets in there.
Yeah, you have to, to put everything aside and really look at what the truth is. And this year, if Pep had won the quadruple, I'd probably put him there. But losing to Chelsea in the semis kind of takes him out and puts me in instead. I think because I've effectively dominated every competition I've participated in this year. So I was hoping someone else to do it for me, but I've
we haven't done.
To nominate you for cunt of the year, but you didn't accept that. Like, what's going on?
Stephen, can we just cut to the leaderboard of the Champagne Sweepstakes, if you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, well, Brian is at the very bottom, and I am at the top.
That's not true. That's also not true.
I haven't audited the most recent Champagne Sweepstakes, so I don't want to say anything that might not be true, Sully, because we just don't know what happened last week.
Would you like to move on from that?
No, I think
balloon of a gag, and
it wasn't a gag. It was legitimate. We talked about a lot in the podcast. We talked about a lot of different competitions, and I've won all of mine. I've won the Poborski bets. I've won Villa bets. I've won FPL. If I was participating in the quiz, I'd be 10-0 against the four of you. So
for all the listeners who might have heard this before, but I won £1 million off Brian before. I was going to let that sink in. I won €1 million off Brian O'Keeffe.
And this is how good James is in negotiating. He settled for €200. That's how good he is. Well done, James. Well done. You did really well there.
Cash in hand, though. Cash in hand.
Really well there. Fantastic. Well done, James Fox.
How about your nomination for Champagne Hooligans Sports Personality of the Year?
This was a difficult one, I have to say. And I ended up going with my heart. And I think it'll definitely be contentious, and possibly, people will think that it's undeserving. But I had to go for it because at the end of the day, this man saved football. Football was absolutely on the way out.
I know he's going to say
the Super League. The Super League was gathering pace. It was literally the end of football as we knew it. The pyramid system was gone. It was just a cash grab. And then Roman Abramovich stands up and pulls Chelsea out of the Champions League and saves football. So my Champagne Hooligans Sports Personality of the Year is Roman Abramovich.
I actually thought you were going to say Peter Cech, which I thought would be.
I nearly said Peter Cech.
I actually thought you were going to say Gary Neville.
I was expecting Gary Neville.
I knew it was going to be Chelsea related.
Now, I still think
Peter Cech got up before those fans to let the Chelsea bus in, and that game was played. Anyway, very good.
My nomination for Champagne Hooligans Sports Personality of the Year is Marcus Rashford.
Oh, that's pathetic. I knew he was going to say that.
It's
It's
so
not the
bad.
fucking BBC Sports Personality of the Year,
So
Sully.
bad.
That's not going
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. So
Could have
these
guessed
are
that.
the worst group of nominations. In fact,
Oh, are
I
you
should
kidding me?
win this
Abramovich.
award. I should actually win this fucking award now with those nominations.
Well, hang
Like,
on.
they are
We'll see who
shocking.
votes. We'll see who votes.
Well, I think Abramovich has to go through. That's open and shut case. Same way Ferris is. It's like
No.
Superman versus fucking the Joker or whoever his bad guys are.
So,
Lex
so,
Luthor.
If
so
anything,
have
we need
Marcus Rashford, Roman Abramovich, me, and
Roy Keane.
Roy Keane. I mean, I think
We
me and-
need Roy Keane and Brino next to each other.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
think-
like, you know.
I think
How
it
can we
has
not
to-
put
I
four
mean,
up there?
Abramovich is a rubbish. It's like the worst.
Who
pick
saved
ever.
football? Is that not
Yeah.
the most important thing that happened this year?
No, you have to
He
take,
didn't pull out of
an
that league.
objective. You've taken an objective view. And
I have taken
objectively-
it
I
very
took an
objective.
objective view and I nominated Rashford.
Yeah, so did
No,
I.
it's objective.
He's
That
a
was-
good guy. You know,
It was
he's
very
changing the
subjective.
narrative when it comes to football players. All round good fella, and he also dumped his fairly meager girlfriend of 16 years because he's a millionaire and she's
Roman Abramovich would never do that.
Roman Abramovich has been married like 3 times.
Yeah, but he would do it a little classier than that.
Look, I don't know why we're still talking about this. He didn't say football. I actually would have
Yeah.
appreciated more if it was Peter Cech because I thought that would have been hilarious. I think
Okay.
it's got to be Roy Keane and it's got to be Brian O'Keefe. Come on.
Oh, are you kidding me? He's just going to fucking text every person he knows and get him to vote,
But
and
that's-
then it'll be another thing he
we
won't
can
shut up
preclude
about.
it because if we have to listen to O'Keefe talk about fucking how he beat Roy Keane in a vote, I
Which we
don't
probably
want
will.
to see that day. I'm actually embarrassed for us already, but
I'm not.
this might be the death knell of the podcast.
I won't. I actually won't text anybody. I put my word on right now.
And
Oh,
you
and
do
your
value your
word
integrity,
means
Brian,
so
so I
much.
would like
I
I
do.
would like you to stand by that, please.
I will. I won't text anybody who won't ask anyone to vote for me.
That is such a lie.
I'll
It's
take
all-
it.
Do you know
I'll
how big
take
my
it. The man
family
of his
is?
word. I'll take
No, I
it.
don't lie.
I'll take it. We look forward to seeing what our fans decide. All right, boys, is it time for our quiz?
Yes. So just a rule based on JJ Foxamore's frustration last week. So he and with the new rule, he still wouldn't have gotten to take his win. So you
Whoa,
are
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
But I'm getting the point back, right?
No, you're definitely not getting the point back.
No.
So
You have the point, actually, if you want to have so many points.
I'll take the point. I'll take the point.
Take the
Okay,
point. I don't want
it's-
it. You can have the point.
Great, I'll take
Well,
the point. Great.
Grant.
The rule
Point for you.
will be from now on is that people can take their win unless someone is on 0 going for TikTok, because then you will have to give it up. There's no questions asked. So that is.
I've just
the
given
rule.
back my point to James because that's how little I think at that point because I don't need it. So well done,
Stephen,
James.
thank you. I appreciate that. So
So that gives you a grand total of 3 points.
No, that didn't happen. That's not the way it played out last week. So
I've just
and I
given a
was
point.
on zero, so
Do
he
you want a
didn't
point?
have
Do
to
you want a
it,
point?
so-
Do you want a point, Sully?
And
I'll
it
give you a
makes
point as
sense.
well.
It
Point for
makes
Sully
sense.
as well. Point
Points
for Sully
are-
as well.
Points
So
are
that
not.
that brings Sully up to 4, James on
Points-
3, and Steve on 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Yeah, points are non-transferable. So Steve is on 8.
But I've just
Sully-
played my wizard card and Stephen has given me the point. So now I'm on 3.
Points are definitely transferable. If someone is so
Not
far ahead
transferable.
and they have such disdain for the competition they're facing, I'm surely they can get points away.
Look, I love you stealing my line about disdain for the competition. I love it. But and now I do know that you read the text. So which is great because Stephen Lennon claimed to not have read the text. So yeah, no,
Disdain actually comes up in general vocabulary.
yeah, but disdain for the competition was a direct quote from my beautiful FPL text.
It's
So,
interesting
but-
that the two of you claimed not to be kind of directly quoting, considering your Leaving Cert history.
Excuse me?
What? I don't know. I don't understand.
Never
I
mind.
think that another tumbleweed coming. Quiz.
I heard the leaving sir and I
scores.
started getting scared, to be honest. So
Yeah.
Quiz scores. Steve's on 8, Sol's on 3, and Fox is on 2. And
I'm actually on 3
No, you're on 2.
because Steve just get like
No,
I should have won last week.
I
Brian's
mean,
not allowing that
I
transfer
just
point.
have to, yeah, points are untransferable. This week, it's the most expensive quiz. Very, very, very easy quiz. All the answers should be gotten. So rule number one, inflation over time does not count. So is the transfer fees at the time. Rule number two, the sums are in euros at the time rather than GBP, which might be a struggle to some of you, but that is how most internet websites, or nearly all of them, will list the transfers. So yeah, one answer per player before a free-for-all. Double or nothing will be offered to the winner of the quiz at the end, and a TikTok dance forfeit for anyone that gets 0 answers. As we said, Sully and now James Fox will have TikToks coming. Question 1, very, very easy one.
Quiz based one. James is different.
Yeah.
And sorry, James, are you comfortable with all those rules now, so we don't have to listen to another James Fox rules rant?
Sully, do we want to listen to the last 2 weeks of you stress? I was like, oh, I can't get a question right. I might be doing a TikTok. Fuck off, mate.
James has good years. Question 1, very, very easy question. Who is the most expensive signing in history?
Ronaldo.
No.
Is it free for all?
Neymar.
No. Yes, Steve, it is Neymar.
No TikTok dance for Steve. Straight off the bat, as usual. Boom, settles in.
Yeah, very, very, very easy one. The only transfer above 200 million, I believe. Question 2, Barcelona own positions 4 to 6 on the most expensive transfers of all time. Point for each player.
Ousmane Dembele?
Yeah, but this is a free for all. So all right, as long as you get them right, you can continue. That's 1. 2 more.
Griezmann?
Yes.
Neymar.
No.
De
You're
Jong?
out. No, you're out as well. So leave one more guess for free for all.
David Villa?
No, free for all.
Henry.
No,
Etu.
no,
Ronaldinho.
no,
Suarez?
no,
Zlatan?
no.
Oh, Coutinho.
Yes.
He's so forgettable at Barcelona.
Yeah. Question. Scores. Steve's on 2, Sul's on 2, Fox on TikTok. Double TikTok, which would be rough.
Yeah.
Question 3. Who is the most expensive signing in Real Madrid history?
Ronaldo.
No. You're right.
Hazard.
No, you're right.
Can't believe it's not Ronaldo or Hazard.
Benzema?
No. Free for all.
Modric?
Zidane.
No.
Modric? No.
Kaká.
No.
Beckham.
No. Jesus, no. It's like 4 times Beckham's fee.
Ronaldo.
Rodriguez?
No. You said Ronaldo already. No.
Tony
2
Cruz.
Ronaldos.
No.
Figo.
No.
I keep forgetting it's not inflation.
Yeah. It's like 80 something mil, which only happened for the first time, like well post the original Galacticos era. Another 3 seconds for this one. I definitely thought you get 3
Vinicius?
seconds. No, the answer is Gareth Bale.
Jesus Christ.
Definitely that match.
That's poor.
Question 4. Who is Juventus's most expensive signing ever?
Ronaldo.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I've said Ronaldo every fucking time. Oh.
Give James on TikTok.
It was like too obvious. I was just like, no, it's probably not.
That's why I put it in there. It's like, it wasn't Ronaldo. Question 5. Man City's most expensive signing of all time is way down the world list at 25. Who is it?
Gabriel Jesus.
No.
How did they get him for less than 25 million?
Mahrez.
No. At 25 on the list. That's not the amount.
Oh, sorry.
It's not Mahrez.
David Silva.
No, free for all.
Ruben
Kevin
Diaz.
De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne.
Gudanga.
Yes, Steve got it. Kevin De Bruyne.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne. Diaz was second, I think. Rodri third, Sterling fourth.
I was just going for recent because of inflation of fees.
Question 6. The third most expensive signing in history does not involve either an English club, the Spanish Big Two, or Paris Saint-Germain as either the buyer or the seller who was signed.
Third biggest transfer in history.
No English club, not Real Madrid, Barca, or PSG, who were involved in either being the seller or the buyer. Who was it?
Wait, the player or the club? Sorry.
The player.
Hulk.
No.
Got to be some German love in there, is there? Bayern, big spenders. China, some Chinese love in there.
Looking for hints, Steve. I'm not getting it.
Atletico didn't spend that money.
Oh shit! João Felix.
Yes, it is. It was Atletico, and it was Felix from Benfica. 5 for Steve.
Thank you very much, Sully. Thank you very much, Sully.
5 for Steve, 2 for Sully, TikTok for Fox.
The trending of basically the long-term average and the kind of local averages on every quiz are very similar, aren't they, Brian? Do you agree?
They're very similar. I do. Next season, I'm looking forward to competing.
What the fuck are you talking about? I've won 2 of the quizzes, and
and we've only done like fucking 15 of them.
Like, no, I've won 2 of them. And
no worries. The keyboard. The keyboard.
We're
football 365, guys. I've just ordered my Sheffield or my Chelsea jersey. Steve, go fuck yourself. You're a loser, right?
I'm a
halfway
winner.
through the quiz.
Absolute loser.
I can't believe
you're on
you gave
TikTok.
me that one, by the way, Steve.
Grant, give me a TikTok. Go
Jeff
viral.
was a good bet, even though the club was giving up. It was tough.
Can't wait to be quizmaster next year because they're all going to be lower league questions and no one's going to answer them.
Yeah,
we have to discuss that.
Fox will not be
Moving on.
But there's no point having him not like in the quizzes because he doesn't contribute any. So we'll have to think of something for him to do. Maybe scorekeeper. Don't want him doing that either, though.
Yeah,
Mascot. I got it.
Yeah, he's the cheerleader.
Question 7. Who is Chelsea's most expensive signing?
Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Yes.
Easy fucking money.
It's tight as well. It was just over Kai. Question 8. Who is Sheffield Wednesday's most expensive signing?
Jordan Rhodes.
Kevin Pressman.
That should have been got. I think Fox has said that about.
It's really nice to get a Sheffield Wednesday question. I get a Sheffield Wednesday question 1 in every, I'd say, 7 quizzes.
Question 9. Paul Pogba is United's most expensive signing. Who is second?
Lukaku.
No.
That's embarrassing.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That's honestly embarrassing. Harry Maguire.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck! Just about to fucking say that. Oh, it's poor.
Sully.
Does he get deducted like 5 points in the new wizard rule?
What's the point?
Who's Sheffield Wednesday's second most expensive signing, James?
No, it's not. There is one player in they have signed more expensive than Gilles, less expensive than Jordan Rhodes post their relegation.
Adam Reach.
Yeah.
Boo!
Lenny.
Chelsea's second most expensive signing. Brian told us.
He's trying to cover himself.
I just said it. I just said it.
And I would have got it anyway.
Fair play, Sully. Fair play.
Question 10. We've done United, Wednesday, and Chelsea. Who is Newcastle's most expensive?
Shearer. Jolton.
Yes.
This is fucking destruction.
It's very easy. Question 11.
How many more questions is this? Because it's a fucking foregone conclusion.
I'm glad because the second half is starting, so let's move on.
It's 8-2-1. But Steve is always sworn.
Yeah, well, let's go there and I'll put it up.
All right. So question 11. Who is Tottenham's most expensive signing?
Lamella.
No.
Indomitable.
Yes. What a guess. What a guess.
He's back. He's back, Sully. Confidence.
Very easy one. Who is Arsenal's most expensive signing of all time?
Ozil? No.
No. Out.
Sanchez.
No.
Free for all.
No, Fox's guess.
Oh, it's embarrassing. Your second favorite team. Oh.
At least I don't get my first team wrong. That's embarrassing. Aubameyang?
No. Free for all.
Lacazette?
No. That's 2 and 3.
Pepe.
Reyes.
Yes, Steve.
Who's Steve say?
Nicholas Pepe.
All right, Brian, let's get a move on. Come on, this is foregone conclusion.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to the tiebreaker at a great penalty shootout.
We are doing tiebreaker because Steve wants to give it up because he knows so much about football.
Difference between tiebreaker and double or nothing. Tiebreaker separates the winner of the quiz. Double or nothing is then subsequent. So tiebreaker would have been list the 20 most expensive signings in Liverpool history in penalty shootout format, which would have been pretty exciting. It would have been very easy initially.
Well, but we can keep it. We can keep it.
Steve, congratulations, you won the quiz. Are you going for the double or nothing?
Brian, of course I'll put it up
me.
because the point means nothing to me. I was giving away points earlier. I was still going to win the points.
That is true.
I gave a point away because I didn't have a choice last week. But let's
well,
go
you didn't give it away. You lost it.
Yeah. No, I gave it. Well, Brian took it away from me.
No, legitimately. So the double or nothing. Who is the most expensive signing by a non-European club in history?
Hulk.
Oscar.
No. Yes, Steve. Straight away. Oscar to Shanghai. Wow. That was a unbelievable get.
Oscar.
Unbelievable get.
There's a
And
delay over
Steve
here.
jumps to 10.
Oh,
And
I
he
am-
has won every double or nothing. 5 double or nothings this season. Steve Lennon has taken down, which is
5,
pretty
really?
impressive.
Oh, yeah, 2 and 2
5.
today.
Yeah, two to Sully.
The only thing I'm starting to get worried about,
Steve.
Stephen always seems to be in front of his computer.
Oh yeah,
When we're
I was
doing
able to
these
fucking
quizzes,
Google
you know,
Oscar in a
so-
fucking millisecond, was I?
I don't know. I'm just saying, you know.
Listen, just accept.
It's good.
I'm on a
It was
different,
good. It was
I'm on a
good.
different
It was
level.
good.
It was
I'm on a
good.
different
Yeah,
level.
well, like fair play to him. Like he's got like a Chelsea basic question, right? Like so, kudos to Steve. Like you know, Oscar was there for how many years, Steve?
Anyway, it
So-
doesn't make a fucking difference. They fucking lost by about 10 questions and the double or nothing. So
Yeah. But yeah, congratulations, Steve. Double points. We're
Thank you
now at Steve's on 10. Sully.
I should have nominated myself for Sports Personality of the Year.
They both the Villa Bet and the FPL.
Yeah, still.
But then Sully's on 3 and Fox on 2. There'll never ever be a Sheffield
Swear to
Wednesday
God,
quiz or Chelsea quiz
two
or
whiskey and
Man.
cokes in the guy, and honestly, he can't see straight, and he gets this confidence that it's just
I
ridiculous.
have not had any whiskeys and coke, James. I just think I'll beat you just because it's a test. And tests
Well.
are something I definitely would have backed myself to beat you in, regardless.
All right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. We'll do a Wednesday quiz. Can we do a Wednesday quiz? Can we?
I would not be able to survive 4 hours of Wednesday shit. So we will never have a Wednesday quiz. Like we'll never have a Chelsea United quiz. But I'd back myself to up. Like Sully didn't get the United question. Steve has regularly not got Chelsea questions. So and I'd back myself against either those two. Maybe not Wednesday stuff, but that's why we don't put Wednesday questions in.
It's funny how you're including me with Lenny having missed one home question.
It is funny how you're including me with him, I thought, Brian, because it's like fucking Messi and fucking Jordan Rhodes in the same conversation. Come on. That's
Boys, it's been emotional. Thank you for your time. That was a blast. Lenny, would you like to call the weekend for us?
Chelsea will win.
And I will call the opposite, that they definitely won't, as well as calling that we will finally get to our $2,000 bet that myself and Steve was in on next week's pod. So stay tuned for that.
Good, because I can't remember that myself. So I'll have to stay tuned as well.
Thanks for your time, boys. Until next week. See you all. Bye.
Peace.